happy to see you again on day 5 of Couch Conversations. I am currently in the lounge area in my building. This is my first time coming down here with my laptop, so I don't know what the sound delivery is going to be like. But there are like little private rooms, kind of like private cubbies, that residents can go in and have meetings. There's tables, a little table, mini table to set up a laptop. So I decided to hang out in here today and have the couch conversation. Get out of my apartment. It's not raining and cloudy today like it was the last time we spoke. It's actually a nice and sunny day, but still very hot and humid. So I'm not trying to be out there. Not right now anyway. But the topic I wanted to talk about today is something I noticed because I am working towards a deadline in my business. I don't know if you know, but Invest with Ease is open for enrollment right now. And I'm down to the last 48 hours of enrollment. I plan to close the doors on Saturday evening. So I have about 2 days left for some last minute things I need to work on. And it made me think about, like, when I was in corporate, if I was working on a project and we were down to the last 48 hours of a deadline, like how stressed I would be. I just remember one of the last projects I worked on before I left. Oh my goodness. Everything I did was deadline driven. And it was just so much pressure, just so much intensity, so much visibility, so much reporting. And when you missed your deadline, there was so much explaining you had to do. And sometimes the real impact was loss of money. And nobody wanted that. So we really had to buckle down and make sure that we did not miss the deadline. So it was a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of late nights and meetings on Saturday at 10 p.m., on Zoom calls on Sunday morning at 10 a.m., trying to meet a Monday 5 p.m. deadline. Like, I just remember the pressure I had, the sleep I lost, this feeling, the stress in my body that I used to deal with working in corporate. And now that I'm retired and I still somewhat work, but it's work that I choose to do and work that I love to do. And I have given myself a deadline, and the experience is so very different. And that doesn't mean that the work I do is any less important or there's no impact to other people if I don't get things done on time. The impact is still the same, probably not the depth of the impact in terms of the dollars that will be lost, but there is still a financial impact if I don't meet the deadline that I've established for myself. But just the way I feel in these last 48 hours is so different. I have no stress at all. I don't feel any pressure to do anything out of the ordinary. To be more specific, within the next 48 hours, my goal is to sell the last seat in the Invest with Ease cohort. I have one seat left. Once I sell that seat, it will be sold out. And I would like to be able to meet that personal goal of mine that I have. If I don't sell it, it'll still be fine. But I just established a personal goal when I decided to open enrollment again, and I'm just one seat away from it. So there are certain things that goes into planning, like a launch strategy and your marketing and sales and things like that. And there are certain things that you adjust when you're down to the last 36 hours, 48 hours, 24 hours. I'm sure any entrepreneurs watching this, you understand the launch process. So there are things that I have to do, but I just noticed the difference in the way I feel. Even though I'm down to the wire in a 48-hour deadline, it just feels so different. Even though the goal is important to me, it just feels so different. But yeah, so I could share a little bit about like what my process is like when I have Invest with Ease open for enrollment. So in the last 48 hours, which is what I'm working on now. In fact, after this video is done, I need to get some work done. But in the last 48 hours, some of the things that I have planned is a live stream. I have one more live stream that I plan to do before I close doors. That live stream will be tomorrow, actually. I think December 5th is Thursday. I have to backtrack because I'm 13 hours ahead of the U.S. East Coast, and I try to maintain my business on East Coast time, so I have to think about what day of the week I'm referring to things. But anyway, the live stream, I have one more live stream before I close doors, and that live stream will be Friday at I think 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time. I have to send out an email to my email list to let them know I'll go live, and then I have to plan for the live. I have to plan the topic for the live, and some other things that I do within this last 48 hours. I have conversations with the people that are on my email list. I don't necessarily do like any hard sales or any of the mess that you see on social media, like from Tony Robbins and like all those people that be on stages and they talk about, oh, do this by this deadline, and or you get this discount and then this upgrade if you do that. No, I don't do all that. But I do send my email list information about what I'm doing, just in case there's someone on my email list that is interested in enrolling in Invest with Ease but didn't know that enrollment was open, or didn't know exactly what Invest with Ease entails. So when I'm down to the last 48 hours, I do send emails to share with my list what it's like to be inside Invest with Ease. So I may share some clips of a coaching session, or I may share some clips where my clients are talking about their experience, or where my clients are sharing, what they've done in their portfolio, and they're explaining how they have progressed over the past 3 months or 6 months or 12 months of working with me. That becomes wonderful advertising for me. So I will share things like that over email. I may post on my other platforms just for visibility. I may link to a YouTube video that I did about Invest with Ease, or a video where I address like a concern that I know most of my clients have. Like for example, the live stream tomorrow is going to be about fear of investing and losing your money. I know that's a common fear that most of my clients have before they join Invest with Ease. So that's what we'll talk about on the live stream. And then after the live stream is done, I may share it on Instagram, I may share it on Threads, I may share it on Facebook. So I will, cross promote on my different social media platforms. And when I say I, it's not really me. I do have admin support. I have 2 admin support that helps me out, and I just have like a list of SOPs, standard operating procedures, to explain to them how I like things done, the order that I like them done, and they just follow what I have already created. And it just makes the process flow so much easier. I don't have to worry about if it'll get done or not, if it'll get done on time. They are really good and they do their tasks very well. So I just focus on the front end and they focus on the back end. And I tell you what, with the things that I do in order to attract my ideal client, when she does find me and she actually enrolls and invests with ease, and I get that email confirmation that a new student has enrolled, it brings me a lot of happiness. It brings me joy, not because of money, not because it's a transaction, but because that email, that transaction, or that notification sound I'll hear on my phone when Stripe processes a payment, my brain has associated that sound or that email when I see Stripe pop up as another Black woman has chosen herself, and she has chosen to do something different for her life and her family's lives that is going to make things better for her. And because I know me and how I'm going to show up for her and how I'm going to partner with her to help her change her life, I know that she's going to see results in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. We'll break down the milestones and she will see the results of what she signed up for. Some of the things that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I help my clients do when it comes to changing their lives and changing their family lives is, first and foremost, the freedom, the financial freedom that gives you the choice to retire when you want to. To me, it's beyond the money, but it's what the money allows you to do. Being able to retire early to avoid burnout. That's the life I live. That's the choice I made. So being able to help another Black woman do the same thing, it just brings me joy. Being able to help another Black woman pivot when she's been laid off and not have any stress about it. She'll just be like, you know what? Okay. I don't feel like looking for work right now. I'm just going to chill for a while. Or she might pivot and decide, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and write that book I've been putting off for the past 5 years. You know, it's like what I do for my clients. While we're focused on money and growing a portfolio, it's what that money can do. It's beyond the money. It's what they're able to do with it that can make their lives so much better. Another thing that several new clients aspire to accomplish, and I know we're going to do that together, is being able to maintain their quality of life when they decide to retire, even if it's traditional retirement. So they have made the choice that they don't want to only rely on Social Security, or that they don't want to be living on a fixed income. They want to have another source of income so they can maintain the quality of life that they have right now, or maybe even have a better quality of life because they have access to more funds. So it just makes me smile. It brings me joy knowing that what I do, it helps Black women realize the desires of their heart. And the biggest, the ultimate, is breaking those generational cycles of poverty and scarcity. Just being able to say, poverty stops here. It stops with me. I don't want my children or my grandchildren going through this again. So that's the choice that they made. That's the conscious decision they made when they sign up for Invest with Ease. So when I see that email confirmation come through, I know it's another life that's about to be changed, and it brings me joy. It brings me joy. But yeah, so after the 48 hours are over, whether I meet my goal or not, I'm pretty sure I will, because it is only one seat left. I'll probably exceed my goal. I'm not sure if I'll allow any extras in or not. Probably not, because I do like to keep the cohort at a small size, a fixed size, so I know I can deliver the results that I promised. But after the 48 hours are over and I do close the doors, I have a process of, first of all, woosah, woosah, but reflecting on what I did during the launch, and I'll jot down like some lessons learned, some mistakes that I made, things that I wish I did better, and I will consider them for the next time. I will consider, making changes for the next time. Not so much with the focus of selling more or selling better, but more so focus on like improving the client experience, or improving the experience that a customer has when they land on my website or when they're trying to check out. Like one recent experience that just happened a couple of days ago, it was a client that had enrolled, and there was friction between submitting the application to join and then her getting to the payment page. And I didn't realize there was a tech glitch. And it just so happened that she really, really wanted to join, and she reached out to me. I was able to fix it because she brought it to my attention. But I imagine there may have been several potential clients before her that experienced the same thing, and they was like, you know what, I guess it wasn't meant for me to enroll, and they just walked away, closed their screen, or they probably just got frustrated by the technical glitch. And I don't want that. I pride myself in providing a premium level experience when someone joins my coaching container, and I like for that experience to feel premium from their first contact with me. I love it when I hear clients say, wow, you're so thorough, or wow, I didn't expect to be able to meet with you one-on-one. I knew I was signing up for a group coaching program. I have a one-on-one at the beginning with everyone before the group container begins. It's just something I love to do, to have that one-on-one touch point, so I can get to know you better, get to know your goals, so that when I'm coaching you in the group container, I know what your concerns are. I know what your fears are. So I consider all of that. Even when I'm coaching to the group, I consider what each of my clients' individual needs are as well. So that's why I have that one-on-one touch point before we begin. But yeah, I like to provide that premium level experience from beginning to end. But I'm not perfect, so things break. Things don't always go according to plan. But as I become aware of the bottlenecks or the friction, I jot it down as a lesson learned, and I try to make sure I fix it the next time, even if that means I have to hire someone or I have to sign up for coaching to learn whatever it is I need to learn to make that issue better, So I try to make sure I jot down my lessons learned timely so that I don't forget them. So I'll go through that process and review my list like within the first 24 hours after enrollment closes. And then after I note my lessons learned, I allow my brain to shut off. I allow my brain to completely shut off because the launching process, it's energy intensive. I am very much an introvert. And when I'm in launch mode, when I'm selling, I have to be on a lot because I'm constantly talking, I'm constantly explaining things, answering questions, talking to my team, explaining to them what I need, trying to choose my words wisely to make sure I'm clear, having information sessions with clients that are interested, that have questions before they sign up, having the private one-on-ones before the group container begins. Like, all of that is very energy intensive, so it drains me. So after enrollment closes, after I jot down all my lessons learned before I forget, I woosah and I take a break. So for example, with this launch, I'm closing enrollment in December, in early December, but the cohort does not begin in January. And that's by design because I take the entire month of December off. Now, I might still be online. I might still create videos, kind of like this couch conversation, because it's so casual, it's unscripted, it's unedited. So this is easy. This doesn't require any brain power at all. But I take a break from anything that feels like work, anything that requires critical thinking, planning, analysis, anything like that. But it's thundering and lightning. Did y'all hear that? Oh, let me wrap this up. Let me see if I can wrap this up before the storm begins. But I take off for the entire month of December. And the reason why is because taking off December has been one of my wealth rituals ever since I achieved financial independence. So even before I retired, when I was still working, I would take off the entire month of December. Once I became financially independent, I didn't request time off anymore, like request it. I was informing my boss I will not be here for the month of December. It was not a request because I was already in position to walk away. So I started taking the month of December off, which is my birthday month. So I consider it my birthday season. So it's a time where I take off just to focus on me. I'm not pouring into anyone else. I'm not training anyone else. I'm not teaching anyone else. I'm just focused on me, my self-care, and what I want to do in life. And the second reason I take off the month of December is because I have what I call like planned work seasons, and then I also have planned rest seasons. If you have periods where you work hard, you should also have periods where you rest hard. Your rest should be part of your regular life plan too. You should be planning your rest, putting it on your calendar the same way you would a meeting. So December is my rest period, and I spend my rest period just, of course, getting a lot of rest, but also like reflecting on life. I journal a lot to document the things I've experienced, the things I'm grateful for, and I just spend that time doing things that relaxes my mind and things that make me feel restored, because rest doesn't always mean sitting still and doing nothing, but it's doing the things that make me feel restored, the things that fill my cup, the things that help me to exhale and feel like myself again. And by the end of December, the craziness of the holidays is in full effect, but I am at my happiest. I'm at my peak joy because the month has been all about me, and I have been filling my own cup all month. And when I come back to work in January, my cup is so full, I have overflow to give to my clients. I have overflow to pour into everyone that I serve because I took that dedicated time to pour into me, to fill my own cup. So that allows me to show up in January for my new clients, to kick off the cohort, and to give them the best of me because I'm so refreshed. So yeah, that's how I plan. My end of year is planned and it's intentional so that I can show up in January and serve and give the best I got. But yeah, friend, I think it's about to storm, so I'm gonna get up out of here. But if you would like to join Invest with Ease for the January cohort, there is one seat left. I am going to close enrollment on Saturday. So if you're interested, the link will be in the video description. But it's been fun chatting with you on day 5 of our couch conversations. I have never done a video where I shared my business processes or how I plan for my life and my personal wealth rituals. I've never shared this before, so it's been fun sharing that. I've just been sharing the things that are naturally on my mind as I'm, living regular life. But what stands out to me and the reason why I wanted to talk about it is the distinct difference between the last 48 hours when I was in corporate working on a project versus the last 48 hours as an entrepreneur working on my own project, my own business that's just as important. In fact, equally important, if not more. But I'm not stressed. I am excited about who I get to do this work for. And everything that I do, I follow all the business processes, but it all centers ease because nothing about my business is stressful to me. But I hope you enjoyed that little insight into my life. If you enjoyed the conversation, leave a comment to let me know what landed for you. And let me know what topic you want to talk about next. Because we are having couch conversations every day for the month of December. Unscripted, unedited. Just me and you. All right, friend. I'll call you back tomorrow. Bye.